Damon, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
When
Glad
is
to be here.
when is the next BOE meeting, sir?
It's actually tonight.
Timing is everything. Yeah.
Yes, 5:45, and for budget, and then the meat of the conversation I guess starts at 6.
All right. Are you tackling any huge issues tonight?
I wouldn't say huge. We are talking about maybe sending some money for some badges for emergency alert badges. Doing some awards, recognizing some of our volunteers of the month and some of our students that have done an amazing job throughout the year. So just it's a plethora of different things. So I'm still reviewing until the meeting starts, just in case something else pops in my head to ask a question about.
Gotcha. Let's talk about North Middle School because tremendous progress has been made there.
Yes, it has been a lot of progress. We were taking off of the emergency declaration by the state last week. I was able to watch part of that meeting, and that was great to hear. A lot of student behavior has probably been the biggest thing that's been the impact of the change. Students are behaving better. The staff seems to be working together in a more productive manner. I think the leadership there and with the board office and everything, they've really put a lot of accountability for the students. And there has been some increases in their academics as well. Not the huge jumps that we want to see, but I'm thinking in the future we will see bigger jumps in academics now that the discipline and the accountability and what's expected of students is more in line with what we would like to have.
By the way, Principal Kevin Pittsnoggle will be on the program tomorrow morning at 8:30. He'll be in studio. We'll have Jackie Long and Melissa Power from the BOE, the president and vice president, tomorrow morning at 8. Damon, a couple of thoughts from you on Principal Pittsnoggle and his role in turning things around at North Middle.
From everything I'm hearing, I haven't met him since he's been at North. I visited North when the previous principal was there, but everything I've been hearing from the staff and the central office has been very positive. He's done a couple presentations to the board itself, and I've been very pleased with how he's handling things, being his first year there at North and trying to get a lay of the land. And so far, like I said, things have been a lot better. My father volunteers there and says that there has been a turnaround, that things are moving in a more positive manner now that he's been there. So that's great to hear.
What does your father tell you in regards to what he's observed and the keys to turning a school around?
It's basically not treating children like they're little babies, and making sure that they're not running around the halls. That you treat the children with respect. You treat them that you make sure that they know that you care, but also they know that there's limits. So that's the main thing: is setting limits, setting boundaries. And he didn't see that in the previous years that he's been volunteering there, but it's like I said, it's better this year. It's not nowhere near where it needs to be, but it's much better.
Bill?
Yeah, good morning, Damien. A couple of questions for the school boards as a whole, and this is statewide. I understand all the school boards have recently passed a resolution with PEIA to stabilize PEIA. What does that mean?
It's just basically saying that we all realize that needs to be a priority for the legislature. Everybody keeps trying to kick the can down the road, and you're just losing in teachers and everything, because what happens is, yes, PEIA is not a huge it's a great thing, and it's not a huge expense like some private insurance. We always hear that, but I always try to remind people that yes, it's not as much as private insurance, but we're also not paying staff a great deal, especially here in the Eastern Panhandle, where the cost of living is so high, and so they're already getting burdened with that. And then when the PEIA increases substantially, that's even more of a burden. So it makes teachers more likely to think more about leaving, because if I'm not going to get a raise, if they're going to cut my costs, then I might as well just go ahead and leave, which none of us want. But that's going to be the impact if something is not adjusted. And not saying that, of course, we understand this; it's a big expense for the state, but something needs to change in order to keep our certified teachers here in the Eastern Panhandle.
A more vexing problem question is this with school vaccination. There's two guidance here. The governor has signed an executive order and has said that is going to prevail. There's an existing law on the books going back several years, and the State Board of Education got involved and are overruled by the governor. Ohio County has said they need legal guidance to sort this out. What position is Berkeley County Board of Education taking on the school vaccination?
We haven't taken one as a whole, just myself. I think we should just wait and see what plays out in court, because my thinking is we should follow what the state law says over what the executive order says, because executive orders can change from time to time. If the legislature would have voted to change it this session, then fine. But right now they're sort of competing, and I don't think the executive order should override what the state law says. So that's just my personal opinion. I'm hoping that they'll get some type of clarity before the start of the school year.
They being who gets clarity? The Ohio County?
The courts, yeah. Okay. Right, Ohio County and just any other. I think there's another county that's also seeking legal guidance as well. So once they get that determination, then Berkeley County will know what we should do to respect everybody, but mainly to follow what the state law says to the best of our ability.
John Gilstrap.
Morning, Damon. I want to go back to the North Middle School issue, because it's really quite the turnaround, especially when you consider what the nature of that first report, which was really dark and scary. There were academic issues as well as discipline issues. The academic issues I find concerning because that reflects learning from the feeder schools that go into North Middle School. Has that been looked at all?
Yes. They are trying to address the issues at the feeder schools so that once the students get to North, it won't be such of an uphill battle for the staff there to get the students to where they need to be. But of course, it's like anything, these things are going to take time, and it's going to take more than just the staff at each school. It's going to take the parents, it's going to take the grandparents, whoever, to instill in the students listening to the adults in the classroom, doing your homework, studying, don't be a class clown, etc. So it's a combined effort. The school can only do so much, and it's our responsibility. We try to keep the certified staff that we have. The more uncertified staff and the people, it makes it harder to educate the students with people that are doing their best, but may not have the training for classroom management and subject matter expertise.